Namaste. Welcome to another full moon meditation with me, Ellie Trobe. So we're in Aries season. It's the beginning of the zodiacal year, and spring is springing here in the Northern Hemisphere. And wherever you are, it's these seeds, these new ideas that are springing forth into our minds to be planted in the fertile soil of our world. So what are we trying to do with this energy that we're on this wave out of 2020? We have brought things to a close, but obviously there's some things that are carrying on. And in this year, there is so much more to learn about ourselves. There's so much more transformation within ourselves to be going forth and creating the new world that we want to live in as individuals, in our relationships to one another, and in our communities. So those of you who did the workshop with me, you will be well and familiar with the fact that right now in Aries, this is the beginning. This is the initiating phase. The full moon is in Libra, which is in the direct opposite side to Aries. So it highlights a polarity within the zodiac, which are deeply symbolic within our psycho-spiritual relationships in our bodies and here on Earth. So we're going to go in a little bit into what the Aries energy is and what the Libra energy is and what this polarity means for us right now. And then we're going to take a little time to do a meditation to utilize the massive potential we have with each full moon to receive illumination. Now, obviously, if you are in the UK or Ireland, the weather's not the best, so we can't see the full moon, but it's still there. And it's reflecting from the sun. So I'm just going to backtrack 2 steps. The sun is like our higher self. It's like the light of illumination. But it reflected in the full moon means that we are receiving this insight twofold, from the sun and from the moon. And its potency is it's symbolic, but it's also real. We can feel our meditations are far more rich at this time, and we can get these real sparks or seeds of understanding, deeper wisdom, right? And this full moon, the next full moon, and the full moon after, I should have done that like that, are possibly the most important full moons. So, it's good to meditate on a full moon every time. But the next 3 moons, do set it as a personal intention, because with these 3 full moons, we have the capacity to basically, it's the seeds that you're sowing, how you're sowing them, the habit environment that you're sowing your seeds in, and then the mental environment of the plans and the organization, the people you're going to work with to make them happen. So if we're really conscious right now and we take the time to say, okay, what am I being inspired to act upon in this full moon? The next full moon, we take these ideas and we say, what habits need to change? What reforging do I need to do? And then the third one is, what's the greater plan? How can I help humanity? Who do I need to work with? How do we network? How do we make those connections in order for this idea that you may have already, right? Because this year isn't separate from last year. So there will be a lot that comes from your last year that you're going to bring into the start, the seeds that you want to sow this year. But leave space for these new ideas, right? The ones you haven't thought of, the bits within, whether it's how you're living your life, projects around the house, ways that you work, choose any sphere of life, you can receive an idea or an inspiration. Maybe it's, move to Paraguay. I don't know. So the sun, the higher self aspect of what's going on in the sky, is in Aries. So the drive to do and to create and to manifest is fully in action. And Aries is like, it's ruled on the personality side by Mars, you know. So the archetype of Mars is like a charging ram, you know, the symbol of Aries. It's ready to go. It's ready to just butt in as quickly as possible. Easy to rage, but not necessarily longev, not necessarily like persistence or persevering, but it's like the spark of the match. It's like the first bit of energy which gets something started. You know, all big fires start from a tiny match. That's what we're trying to create. And notice within Aries, you know, so Aries on its higher level is to do with the mind, ruled by Mercury. And so this plane of mind is where we receive intuitions. So in the stage of Aries, we're receiving from an abstract plane of existence, a soul or a spiritual level of consciousness. We're receiving some kind of impression. And that impression in our mind, we are creating a form. Now, it's not a physical form, it's a thought form. As soon as it is an idea, it is a form. Before it is a thought, or an idea, it is an intuition. It's abstract. It's not form. As soon as it enters our personality, it becomes a form. So on the two sides of Aries, we can find that in this phase, we get really impatient. We want to charge, we get angry. There's a level of frustration that may be influencing us. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring that energy to meet the other side in Libra, where the full moon is. So the full moon's reflecting that light, illuminating parts of our lower self so that we can know our higher self. So over here in Libra, we have the personality is ruled by Venus. So quite nicely on our polarity, on a personality level, we have Mars meeting Venus, right? And so obviously there's a love of romance and relationships. This over here in Aries being like one, and here is one meets one. It's a relationship between one and another. The relationship can reflect our relationship with another human being. It can also reflect our relationship to our higher self, our soul. That's a relationship in of itself. And here in Libra ruled, a symbol of Libra is the scales, right? So we're balancing things up. We're a little bit more diplomatic. We are a little bit more we do things with a little bit more compassion, empathy, and love. You know, we are not overwhelmed with these emotions, but we can relate to each other through a process of diplomacy and mediation, and hearing everyone's side of the story before a decision is made. Sometimes, unfortunately, this means that the Libra energy can lead to inaction. So if you're feeling right now a real lethargy, or a real an unwillingness to do something or get anything going, it's possibly to do with the full moon here in Libra. Let's just take a pause. Let's just put our feet up for a bit. And we need both, because if we don't put our feet up for a bit, if we don't take a pause, we're not going to hear these finer intuitive impressions that we can create these thought forms from. We can't start something new if we don't pause long enough to hear it, to create the space for the new to come in, right? So Libra is also on its highest level ruled by Uranus. So it's also judge. It's the judge. It's the law of karma. It things can come out the blue to reckon things, cause and effect that have happened in our life, good or bad. And we're trying to move beyond, transcend this kind of any form of deep judgment of ourselves or of others, and come towards the Aryan side of just leave all that behind. Who cares what's happened in the past? And let's just make a new start, right? Let's just do it. So in today's meditation, we are very much going to be using the mediating energy of Libra to find and come towards the energy of Aries, to provide the pause, to provide the space for our own intuitive wisdom to become apparent. And this polarity that we are working on right now forms one of the cardinal cross points. So we have 3 crosses in the zodiac, and the cardinal cross is all to do with initiating into form. It's the creating energy. It's the birthing energy. It's like, and in the Libra to Aquarius line of this, we have the polarity of identity. So who are we? You know, how do you identify yourself as? Every cycle you have an opportunity to re-identify yourself, and who are you? You know, and then in Libra is in this identity, how do you relate to other people? And both of these can change through our lives, and should, as we evolve, as we learn more about ourselves. So maybe you had some thoughts or ideas right now about what parts of your identity are changing or in flux, or if maybe you've been through a painful letting go process of some identity, whether it's job or relationship or where you live or how you talk, how you dress, your sexuality. All of these things can form like the new basis of our identity, right? And then with that, how do we then relate to other people? And how do we relate to ourselves? You know, our identity is part of our personality in one way, but it's not bad, nor good. It just allows us to exist in the world that we have, allows other people to interact with us, to know who we are. It's just in the same way as when we discover a new species, we have to give it a name so that we can identify it, to know what to do with it. Yeah. So with these identities, when they get fixed, it stops us from evolving. It's not to say bad analogy. We as Homo sapiens, you know, do we evolve out of our species? I guess at some point we do, just in the way that all animals have evolved out of each other. There we go. It's a slow process of evolution. With all the shortcomings of Darwin and the patriarchal structures, but we'll ignore that for now. So we're all evolving, and those identities are changing and being reforged over and over and over again. And the more we make it conscious of, well, who we are and what we want to put out in the world, we can be creators in our own reality. We can decide, we can shape our identity, you know, and people are very effective of this, and people can do it in a very manipulative way. I mean, take marketing. Marketing does exactly that. It works out the identity of the product and who the product needs to see, and who can this product work for, and take advantage of the people. I'm sorry. Oh, that's me being skeptical. Find the right people for the product, right? And on the flip side, equally, when there's a service or that we are putting out into the world that needs to find people, it needs to be tangible. Yeah. So for me right now, I'm in the process of reinventing, you know, my business, my profession, how people identify me. Used to be Ellie the yoga teacher, and that's shifting right now. But I have to find the right words to put on my website of who am I, so that people looking at my website know who I am and how I can be of service. Just in the same way as when you read your washing powder box, it tells you what it is and how it might help you. And it's full list of ingredients. Maybe we should put that on our bio page on our websites too. So what are you made of? Who are you? These are the big questions right now. And how do you want to go out into the world? How do you want to relate to others? Oh, big questions. Your identity, and that's essential in making the world. We are all however many billions of people we are on this planet, all with different identities, all with different gifts to put out into the world and to share and to serve each other and to make this world a better place. Fluffy kittens. So we will do our meditation. So finding yourself comfortable at seated position with a block or a chair, whatever you feel like. And just like normal, let's roll our shoulders one way and the other. Maybe close the eyes and see how your body's feeling. Take a big inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. So hands down on your knees to start with. Grounding yourself by feeling into your body. Your body physically, which is one part of your personality, which forms one part of our identity when we fix it. And as you scan your body from your toes, the soles of your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your sacrum, your belly, your sides, your diaphragm, your heart, your sides, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms. You see how it all feels. And just for a moment, let's be grateful for this amazing physical body and all it enables us to do. Feel how your spine feels as you lift it up nice and tall. Lifting up as high as your crown can lift. And then scanning your emotional body and observing the waves of emotions. Observing the sensations in your body. Feelings. And thanking your emotional body, or emotions, for all they tell you. And taking 3 big breaths in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Whether you're feeling frustrated or angry, impatient, whether you're feeling no emotion at all, a non-emotive, emotional environment leads to inaction. We need emotions and desires to create action. One more big inhale and exhale through the mouth. Thanking those emotions, letting them be transformed in your body to the power that you need to make the changes that you can make, and accept those things that you can't change. And then bringing one hand to your third eye, just tapping your third eye a couple of times. So that brow center. Tap a little bit lower, higher, find the right place. Are you in there? Knock, knock. Eye gaze goes inwards and upwards, looking to that third eye center. Connecting upwards above the crown of your head to that infinite sense of your being. And in your trying to create that connection between your brain and your mind, observe the thoughts that arise and let them go with the exhale. Thank them and maybe just inform them that you will come back to them and give them attention later, write them down or whatever you need to do later. If our minds are super busy, we need to allocate some time to write down the thoughts and get them out of our head onto paper and action the things that we can action and resolve to accept those things that we can't change. And as you gaze inwards and upwards, rubbing your hands and bringing one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Aries ruling one of the rulers of our core, our fire, our drive, our identity. And Libra, one of the rulers of our heart. And just feeling the fire in your belly, the drive that you have to create, to express. You matter. Your life matters. And into your heart, feel your soul expanding with every breath. Feel that connection to all other souls, that relationship to your own soul and that relationship to all other souls. Breathing into both centers together. The fire of your core and the expansive sensation of the heart. We want to infuse every action with this influence of our heart, with this soul's guidance, with this compassion, with this empathy. Feeling that connection between those two centers. And then releasing your hands to your knees, palms facing upwards, thumb and first finger lightly touching, the other three fingers relaxed. Now coming to visualization, observing your spine as you exhale, allow a line of energy to move down through the spine into the floor beneath you, into the ground, the earth. Inhaling, rising up the spine, up through the crown of your head, into the life that permeates all atoms. Exhaling down the spine, down to the center of the earth. Inhaling, rising up. See if you can slow and lengthen the breath. Feeling these two polarities, the mother and the father, matter and spirit, light and dark. Libra ruling polarities, balancing up those extremes and finding our meeting place in the center. And now just coming to our gaze inwards and upwards to that third eye and upwards to the abstract plane of the mind. And above that plane, see a star above your head, that soul star, that solar angel, angel of presence, your soul. And feel the light descending down into your mind. Opening your mind up to all the possibilities that are there within your potential. Keep opening up, keep expanding to that point of light above your crown. Drawing all the inspiration that you need in this moment. And place here your soul's purpose and allow that soul's purpose to rain down into your mind. Why are you here in this body? What is your identity? What is the thing you need to start, initiate, begin? What spark needs to be lit? Listen, receive, keep watching, keeping your mind open. And then from that highest point of light above the crown of your head, draw down light through the mind's eye and to all other individuals on this planet. May all beings be inspired, illuminated. And to that deepest place in your heart, sending out love and compassion for all beings, whatever place they are right now. And into your core, feeling your own unique purpose and sending out goodwill to all other beings. May they find their unique creativity, outlet of purpose, which resonates on their own frequency. And to all of humanity, feel that connection, that oneness. Reminding ourselves of all the relationships that we have out there in the world, between our identity and all those other individual identities out there, and how much we learn and grow from them. And as they grow, we grow, and as we grow, they grow. And as we meet new people, they teach us new things, and we expand into new places and teach others. Feeling that connection to all beings, human, animal, plant, and the connection to the mineral worlds of the earth itself. And we feel part of the whole of consciousness itself. We are all but sparks of light. What light are you going to ignite this year? What is your project to begin? What is your idea to bring into manifestation? What is your joy to magnetize into your life? Bringing both hands to your heart, and we're sounding Om 3 times, listening or participating. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling for 3 Oms. And just see how that feels in your body. Taking any movement that feels good for you. So this is the beginning. Nothing is ever so cast in stone that we can't create the new. So I hope that you feel inspired, maybe journal, keep that meditative sensation and connection to the abstract, so that you can write in concrete terms, new concrete, the things that you're going to initiate, the things that you're going to start, and how that may be bringing greater balance and greater relationship to others and to your soul. So the next meditation will be the new moon. So if you didn't get anything now, come back to me in 2 weeks' time, and we'll see if we can expand on those new ideas or try and search into the dark for those finer understandings of what it is we are to create. I'm also offering short astrological snapshots of your birth chart, but via voice memo for a donation. So if you're interested in that, do send me a direct message. Social media, text, and my number is on my website, ellielatrobe.com, and I will help you understand where you've come from, your natural inclination, your future, your joys, and the challenges that you may face. So I hope you have a beautiful couple of weeks. Ride the wave, and things will get going. That impatience, that drive will be able to bring us be able to be utilized into something new. Patience is my motto. So we'll see you on the other side. Namaste.